Well, first of all, thank you everyone for being here. It's the 4th of July and it is a great day. I'm appreciating everything that's around us, just the fact that we get to have this great country for what it is. At least we're trying to, make this place better. And with all the stuff we talk about, with all the stuff we work on, it's a good day to think about these things. And before all the festivities start tonight, before everything gets crazy, right? The fireworks are going off, people start drinking like crazy. It really gets to be hectic out there. If you guys still haven't 30 minutes or so and can settle down for a quick discussion, I think this is going to be probably the most important day we can have this discussion because it's symbolic of what today is. And I want you guys to pay attention. I want you guys to be actively listening because what we're about to say today is going to be interesting and challenging to the perspective that you have. Here we are. It's July 4th. Fireworks are cracking outside the hotel window, but I'm personally not celebrating yet. I'm alone in this dark-ish hotel room, and the usual cheer just kind of feels a little bit hollow to me. You might think Independence Day is about freedom, right? Red, white, blue, streets packed with people, right, who believe fireworks and that's gonna, change everything. But here's the truth. That glittering noise is just a distraction. The fireworks are just a distraction. It's all just a distraction. And we do this every year. As one scholar put it, the so-called freedom of the free market is often a false freedom. We've been sold an illusion. Choose between brands that have been given to you and you'll be free. Choose between which soda you want and not even a healthier alternative. And we're just not genuinely free like we think we are. I'm not here to swallow the usual lies that most people are too afraid to put out there. A few hours ago, I got one hell of a kick in the gut, ghosted by someone I cared about. I felt betrayed and raw. The click of the TV, the flicker of a desk lamp, it all reminds me how suddenly things can fall apart. You might think I'm just bitter or lost, but I'm done lying to myself. Sitting on the edge of the bed here, this bed, bottles on the floor, right, phone in my hand, I realized something. I've been numbing myself for years, using drugs. I'm not using alcohol. I'm just numbing myself from real change, like I think most of us are. And if I sit here tonight, continuing nursing my heartbreak, scrolling or drinking to forget like most of you try to, I'm not leading my life. I'm just being led by my addictions and my fears. My own pain is a mirror of a much bigger problem. Like that guy sinking into himself on the bed with empty beer bottles, right? Many men swallow their feelings instead of just facing them. Why has it been so hard to face your fears? Why is facing them so difficult? We learn to man up. We learn to hide sadness and to keep your vulnerability deep inside. But that doesn't stop the pain. It just turns it into anger and loneliness. Research shows that men die by suicide 3.56 times more than women. A dampening signal of what happens when we lock up our hurt, when we keep things bottled and prevent them from coming out because we're told we're not supposed to. Now, there's a difference between having the cry fest with, the boys, therapeutically processing things internally. You're supposed to process things, just not in the same way women do, because we're not the same. We're not wired the same. And when we're told to not show our feelings, what that means is don't show it the same way women do. Still process everything, but we have a different tendency to do that. I've been crushing my emotions, trying to pretend I'm fine for so long, and I've done that for so many years. It's a toxic cycle of masculinity that I'm breaking out of right now, and maybe you guys should too. In my loneliness, I've turned to my phone and laptop, the usual fix, right? Just scroll it away, go to the next reel. I couldn't bear the silence, so I flashed the white screen, the blue light. It's almost like a hypodermic needle for my brain. As addiction expert Dr. Anna Lemke warns, our smartphones are modern-day hypodermic needles, feeding us dopamine hits with every swipe, essentially. Right now, I'm scrolling desperately. More news, more videos, more temptations to pull away, seeking distraction. Every notification binges my short-term happiness, but empties my soul just a little bit more. For some of you, right, that's alcohol. For some of you, that's drugs. For some of you, it's just the 4th of July fireworks. The mistake that you make thinking you're trading it for freedom, when in reality, you're just doing one more thing to cover up actual processing, actual growth, and saying one more night won't hurt. We were trained to behave this way. The algorithms know me better than I know myself. They've learned to trap me in endless loops of clicks and likes. When I'm in a bad place, they feed me exactly what will keep me clicking and not what will make me stronger. I read this study from The Guardian, and it reports that we are literally tuning out real life. The Matrix in some way is coming true. We rarely concentrate on taxing tasks for long, I think is what they said, because we, quote, forever interrupt ourselves from quick digital hits. Instead of liberty, my attention is being imprisoned by a blinking screen, a manufactured tool. This is no accident. It's the attention economy at work. Think about it. The average American is exposed to 4,000 to probably 10,000 ads a day. Not in front of you on the screen, but billboards, logos on shirts, sayings, music. 10,000 ads a day on every corner of our feeds, screens, and streets. We are told, buy this, use that, become happier. All day long, that whisper of comfort comes from consuming clothes, cocktails, fireworks, rooftop parties like is happening right above me, video games, porn. But every product push, every ad to choose between two brands, it's just another link in the chain. You're always told to pick the brand you want and never why you're even buying in the first place, what you're consuming for. It's not real freedom to choose a new car or phone every few years, especially when the iPhone is the only option. One writing on capitalism calls it, quote, evoked in the free market. We celebrate today Independence Day with fireworks, but underneath it, I think we're still chained to endless choices, chained to comfort, chained to sedition and sedation. Picture that chain, just rusty, but still strong around our wrists. At this point, we just stop noticing it. We think it's still freedom, but it's still there. We call it liberty when we're really just sticking to safe routines. We told ourselves, I can choose what I want. We end up hypnotized by what the marketers wanted us to want. They wanted us to hate each other. They wanted us to buy their products, so we did. They wanted us to listen to this music, so we did. They wanted you to watch Love Island, so you are. They wanted you to watch. Our days are sliced into targeted ads and algorithmic feeds. The data doesn't lie. Despite all the fun at our fingertips, people in rich countries are getting less happy. Depression and anxiety are skyrocketing. We forgot how to sit in silence and appreciate it or build because we've grown afraid to struggle. Your masculinity is being chemically neutered by what's in your water, by what's on your feed, by what you're told to do to submit. We crave comfort so much we sedate ourselves with videos, booze, endless scrolling, anything to avoid the real fight. And so I'm here to say, on this 4th of July, when we're talking so much about freedom, enough is enough. I'm standing up to say it. True strength isn't found in that sedation. It's easier to drown out the pain and hope it goes away. But in truth, we just get weaker. All the comforts around us are actually shackles. Real men aren't supposed to be soft. They're not supposed to be silent. We're supposed to lead and act. By teaching us to hide pain and stay comfortable, society engineered a masculine collapse on purpose. It wasn't our society that they cared about. In schools and homes, we heard, boys don't cry. They need to be tougher. And so we did. We lived up to it. But at what cost? Bottling everything away? Those hidden wounds inside men only fester, and they're not cured by cover-up. I am done lying to myself, and I want you to wake up too. If you are listening to this and feeling the truth burn in your chest, knowing that you're not the only one, it should help. I found a group, and I made a space inside of that for you. I can't be the only one that's out here thinking about these things. I can't be the only one that's pissed off, celebrating freedom that I don't feel is justified. I'm cutting off these chains, and hopefully you guys see my point and see the need to get into space like this before it's too late. It's called the Ascend Digital Syndicate, and it's where men are rebuilding themselves. I'm not proud to admit I needed help, but God damn it, I did. And this is it. I brought other strong men together and I said, fuck it. Let's do something. Let's build a space because nobody else has one. Nobody else is taking the time, taking the responsibility, or distracting themselves on the 4th of July with alcohol, booze, rooftop parties. And no, I'm not a hypocrite because I'm here. Mission first. I can go celebrate whenever I need to. But right now, the mission will always come first. And I hope this means something. Seeing me here live streaming on this day, talking about what real freedom is and the costs that we pay. Even though we think it's just handed to us, we don't live in a free world. At least not in the way you think it is. They claim to hand you the tools that break free. I'm going to give you the actual tools. Tools that are banned on big platforms. Plug and play, automations that can cover every part of your day. That do the same thing that these rich assholes are doing. But they're giving you the power and they're not exploiting other human beings. I know it sounds like a sales pitch, but when I heard them say build a cash flow weapon in 30 days or get a full refund too many times, I said, that's kind of a load of shit. We make them put their money where their mouth is, and they couldn't. I've joined these programs. I've taken all the guru courses, the bullshit like that, to try to escape the matrix. None of it works. And so I said, I have to put my money where my mouth is. Listen, I'm not selling out here. I'm just sharing a lifeline. If what I'm saying strikes a chord in you, then that deep ache of, I guess, knowing that you're meant for more, then just check it out. Forget the fake promises of happiness and fireworks they sell on TV. Take that Uncle Sam top hat off and think underneath it before you put it back on. The Ascend Digital Syndicate is where men gather and teach each other how to actually build real freedom. It's a brotherhood. It's a workshop. And yes, They talk money moves and we talk about AI hacks. We actually give you things that you click a button, hit run, and it makes money for you. I'm offering this out of raw honesty. I've shared vulnerability here. I've been to the brink alone and I found a place, I built a place where men can pick each other back up because it's not fun. It costs less than a fancy dinner and you might consider it the best investment you'll ever make in yourself. You could choose 3 beers tonight or you could choose this. Real men don't rebuild by retreating, by cowarding. We rebuild by banding together, by wielding tools instead of just numbing ourselves, like you might be tempted to do tonight. The syndicate is where men break the habit of distraction and start hammering on reality. If you feel this too, if you feel that iron in your gut rise when I say this stuff, then don't shake it off. Embrace it. The story can change here. It does change here. I used to be chained to my comfort zone, to the screens, to empty likes. But even I have broke off those chains now. You can too. We either ascend or we die trying. That's how we do it. Real men don't keep swallowing the lies. We tear them off and we face the world with truth, forged by action. The fireworks have not even begun and soon they'll have faded. But I'm still here and we'll still be here, still standing, still shining like the dark night beacon in the middle of the night. You might think this is just another rant from a heartbroken guy who had to build something, the classic love story where the guy gets his revenge tour, his winter arc, but it's not. This is deeper than this. This is about society. It's about humankind. This is a wake-up call. Freedom isn't given on a holiday. It was never earned on the 4th of July. Our founding fathers didn't earn freedom on the 4th of July. They earned it in the trenches. They earned it at Bunker Hill. They earned it fighting off an empire that stood against them, that positioned themselves in a way that stepped down and put their foot down on the backs of those who were actually doing the work. They felt oppressed to an empire, and they earned their independence not by writing on a piece of paper and doing the easy stuff, but by doing what it represented, the work that went into fighting for change. And it's earned every damn day. If you want to reclaim your power, one last time, click the link. Join us at the Ascend Digital Syndicate. This is your chance. Real men rebuild themselves. It's why all those names were signed on the Declaration of Independence. Why it took generals, General Washington, it took John Adams, it took John Hancock, it took Paul Revere, it took Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, a group of strong individuals coming together. They didn't do it alone. Real men rebuild themselves together. And I hope you will see that this is the only way out. And so my last ask on this 4th of July, being military and having the background I do is this: stop celebrating a lie and start living the truth. I'll see you tomorrow.